spinning here. Smash Brothers tournament that's locking in your ear. I play with a link and you get that thought and you get that thing and you feel it. Talking to the flow when you really get it going like sideways 8 minute. Walk for this at ATM and see what it is. This is 2GG in the building, yeah, we showing all our skills. Living and we reminisce and saying what we do. Smash it every night and then we smash it every day. Like my man Codfish about to come over here and start to play. A little bit of Kenny Urban, the turban, the surgeon got me looking in my mind for thoughts. The brain surgeon as I walk. Japan versus the tri-state. Shout out to ATL, we've been going oh so live. And my man the Buzz, he been coming for the high. That shiny numbers going for that high score. Shining like a diamond coming out the dirtiest cargo. What they really want more, take it with that sound. Till that vision's got them looking for Gene that underground. That's that spider horse, we crawling. We keep it moving up stalling. Rising up, no falling, and people got it moving. Shout out to everybody that came out of their room. Got the vintage 64 over there, it's like Zoom. The new cakes with the new case, I talk to myself, no free base. Free base over here, that's Nate. Power and he been breaking down. Sounds for the ground and the brother gotta love it, but it take another minute, but I keep it on moving with the thoughts in circles and circles revolution. Mountain pollution till you find it in the ground. What they do it sounds, I do with words that I pronounce. I am just a pronoun, say it for the name. We get weirder and we strange cause we do not play no games. Unless it's video games and then you here to just do it. This is all off of my mind and this is the way I prove it. This is how we smash, put a hand up in the air. If you loving all that sound, don't let that static interfere. You can win that game, gotta play the same, gotta keep it all day through the sun and the rain, through the rain and the clouds and the loud, and I bring it all down like I live in the now, like
Make some noise, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's a little bit of improvisation jazz music.
And welcome everybody, live from Aeon Gaming in Deer Park, New York. This is Smash Sound's bonus track. This is going to be a live recording of just interviews, Q&A, discussion about what made Smash Sounds the best event to date here in New York for Smash for Wii U. Here with me live, we've got Max Ketchum. We've got a few other guests to talk with us tonight. And Max, I'm gonna throw you some of the first questions. Are you ready?
Hell yeah, I am, man. It was so sick to be at this event, and I can't wait to talk about it some more.
And we got plenty to talk about. So first, let's just talk about straight and simple, not just a commentator, a competitor as well. What was it like to be able to both commentate and compete right here in our backyard for an event of this magnitude?
So I only got to play in doubles. I had a busy day of commentary as well, so didn't get to play quite as much as I had liked. Also wasn't sure if I'd even have been in town for the weekend until fairly last minute. But yeah, dude, it was awesome. We rarely get the red carpet treatment over here in New York City. It's known for being one of the more gritty scenes, you know, a lot more grassroots, and like we're kind of up and coming. And you see stuff like this production value. This is very 2018 for the New York region. So one, big shout outs to Aeon and GenGAME for putting this kind of stuff together. But two, Smash Sounds was like a real treat because that was a major tournament. We haven't had that for quite some time. We had Collision hosted by RJ, who's here in the building with us, actually. But other than that, it's been a real dry year or two or three, honestly. Been a real dry Smash 4 for New York. So I'm really glad that 2GG was able to bless us with one of their events. Of course, they're nationally reputed as the top Smash 4 event provider. Really happy to see them make a foray into New York City. I think it was definitely the most deserving region. Our crowd definitely proved that. Our players proved that. We had the Buzz win. If this was a Saga, he would have broken the curse, technically.
Yes.
A little bit.
Off its technicality, but as anyone would like to say, Smash Sounds was not part of the Sagas. Rumor has it, you know, something might be in the works still. Everyone still
no idea what you're
wants
talking
it.
about.
Everyone wants it, so we have to hear more from 2GG on that in the future. So another thing I wanted to talk to you about, aside from just being able to commentate and compete for the first time in a major during Smash for Wii U's lifetime here at home, this was also your first opportunity to be an MC for an event.
It was.
So I know you worked with Napalm, one of the hosts of the beatboxing portion of Smash Sounds. What was it like to do all of that, to collaborate with Napalm and to MC for the first time?
Well, as you would know better than anyone else, I had no plans of emceeing this event until I was taking a nap at 10:30 in the morning in the venue while it was being set up. But, you know, I jumped right up at the opportunity. I was super sleepy. I'm like, all right, wait, hold up. I'm actually super down for this. So, yeah, it's something I've been really wanting to do, like, personally in my own career, is branch out from just competing, commentating, running tournaments. I want to, you know, master all the crafts. That's just kind of my thing in Smash. I want to try everything. Why not? There's so much the scene has to offer, and that's something I always tell people who are looking to get into Smash, that you don't just have to be the best player in the world, right? You can do so many different things, either make a name for yourself, develop skills that you're going to bring to other jobs in the future, whatever it might be. There are so many reasons to participate in this. So yeah, emceeing for the first time, I had no idea what to expect, honestly. I knew it was at a beatboxing convention. I didn't really put it together until like an hour before I had to get on stage. I was like, wait a minute. I love hip-hop and rap, and like I like to do it. You know, I like to freestyle, write stuff all the time. It's one of my...
a bit of a freestyle to the stage with your attention. That surprised even me. It was amazing.
Yeah.
How much time did you have to prepare that?
Like 20 minutes, but it's fine. I had commentary like while I realized that I could actually do it. So I was like, oh, wait, yeah, I should do this. And just, you know, scribbled something down and like tried to memorize it. And I think it came out pretty well. I'm not going to like, you know, talk myself up too much, but like I felt like I delivered well and like I didn't mess anything up with that. So I was like, oh my God, if I'm gonna get roasted by Twitch chat, at least let it be for like a well-delivered verse, right? So yeah, that was super fun. And of course, I just went up to Napalm and I was like, yo, dude, you know, I just like want to do this little thing. Could you just, you know, give me a couple beats for a second? He was like, yeah, of course. So then actually emceeing was super fun. I know a lot of people who watch on Twitch didn't really get to experience the size and sound of that crowd.
Yeah.
But if you heard me screaming as the MC, it was for good reason, because the crowd was screaming right back. I was not trying to like force any energy that wasn't there. They made the job easy, because if you get a quiet crowd and you're the MC, that's something I've always dreaded. Like, oh, what if I MC an event and it's just crickets, right? But New York City brings the hype. I mean, you guys should know this if you know anything about New York culture. We like to get loud. We like to get crazy and just have a good time. So, again, first time emceeing, it was a breeze. I did not expect it to go so smoothly, nor did I expect that kind of reception from the crowd. So I had a lot of fun with it. And then Napalm, you know, he was a great person for me to observe just in the time leading up to the Smash 4 Top 8, because he was also emceeing an event for the first time, and he did a fantastic job, too. He had a great presence on stage. I'm like, okay, these are, like, the couple things I need to really capture in order to get the audience. So, yeah, that was great. And then to be alongside a beatboxing tournament, man, that's another topic in itself.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely going to be discussing that plenty. It's just such a unique experience.
Yeah.
And for a first-time foray into such a crossover, how did it feel to have our communities like collide with this? Like,
right.
Were you able to talk with any of the beatboxers besides Napalm?
I did, mostly Napalm, but I spent a little bit of time in the green room backstage, and you know, I got to know some of the guys like Kenny Urban and Amit. They're really cool dudes, and I think there's so many shades of the Smash scene in the beatboxing scene as well. You can see, even by just looking at the top 8, you've got like ethnic and national diversity. We had a dude from Colombia come out. There's a dude from Australia, one of the judges, South Korea. And then you've got people of all different backgrounds, like coming. Napalm came from Pittsburgh. He now lives in Brooklyn in a house with like Amit and Kenny Urban and all these other dudes. They're all roommates. Like half of the top 8 live together. And I was like, dude, that's like the loft. That's like the loft, right? Or like any other gaming house that you could imagine for Smash. So I just saw like that grassroots community feel that they have, and I was like, yo, these are like some really cool dudes. You know, a lot of similar interests. They all of them play Smash, by the way. The event was started because Napalm got a message from, or no, he followed Larry Lur on Instagram or something, and then Larry DM'd him and was like, yo, like, I'm a big fan. He's like, wait, I'm a big fan. And then Larry's like, I'm going to set you up with Champ, and we're going to do something. And they did Smash Sounds. So, yeah, man, it was super sick to work with them. Again, a lot of crossover interests. Like, again, someone like me who likes to do rap stuff and their beatboxing skills, like, that perfect overlap out of nowhere. I saw Napalm waxing people in Smash 64. And apparently he's like pretty competent in all the iterations of Smash. It just goes to show, man, that like if you're passionate about something, you can connect with someone who's passionate about whatever their craft is and really just, you know, hit it off like that.
Absolutely. You brought up the origins of Smash Sounds, how it came to be, and it reminded me about sort of like the origins of New York Smash, the storylines that have been built up, because New York lore runs deep.
It does.
Like,
got a lot of history.
We go mad hordes.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So much happens in our own backyard. There's so many locals in New York, between Long Island, the 5 boroughs of the city, all of the different sectors of upstate New York, and it's just been an intertwined web of stories for so many talented up-and-comers. What was it like to see all of that culminate in the action we saw at Smash Sounds?
Well, we got what we wanted the most, and that was a New York victory. The buzz, while certainly no up-and-comer, is one of our boys, especially here out in Long Island. But, you know, when you cross over to the Five Boroughs, that doesn't change too much. We saw a couple breakout performances. There was a Robin player named Jewel from Harlem. Never heard of this guy. He came out here. He beat Dill, which is huge. Dill, of course, one of the really prestigious names in the New York scene. Then players like Odyssey had great runs, made it to 9th place, I believe, before losing to DeBuzz in his top 8 qualifier. Pretty close. Then people like DK Will coming back, beating SDX, another New York player, by the way, who I would say is a strong up-and-comer. He also finished 9th. Yeah, so New York definitely put themselves on the map on 2GG's stream, no less, of course. I must say, again, the premier tournament provider for Smash 4 events. So it was just so sick to have the power that they bring to the table, backing up the New York scene and letting people know that we're really nasty at this game.
Absolutely. I feel like it was so important to have this production brought to you together with 2GG because there's so much visibility. They've put in so much work as a team to really put Smash for Wii U on the map. And to work alongside them to get a chance to showcase our hidden talents, our hidden bosses, why it means so much for our top players to be able to hold down the fort, both, you know, at home and when they go abroad. Like, I think this was just the ultimate opportunity, and the entire New York community and all of Tri-State really jumped at it.
Yeah, I think our scene definitely capitalized. I'd say especially New York, Jersey, I want to put you on blast. Not enough of you came to this tournament. Where were you?
Ooh.
Yeah, and that's a common thing, of course, getting Jersey players out to New York. You got to cross that bridge, pay that toll. Not a lot of people looking to do that, and that's just a problem that our region faces, completely independent of Smash and what any Smash organizer can do. But yeah, man, we had a great turnout. It was what, like 268 in singles, 260 for singles. Yeah, in that ballpark, right? Over 250 people. It's the biggest. Oh, okay. We out-attended Red Bull Conquest.
Which
I
was
just got word. Okay.
Occurring 2 blocks down from the Brooklyn Bazaar.
Yeah, that is pretty serious business. That was Street Fighter?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Wow. 470 people came through the door at Smash Sounds. That is ridiculous, man. Again, that's the power that not only the Tri-State region brings, but 2GG putting us on the map, getting that star power going. Yeah, I was really impressed, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who actually came out, because that energy in the room would not be possible without a crowd like that.
Absolutely. We've always been saying it, whether it's across social media, whether it's across Discords, whatever it may be, how New York's crowd is the best, bar none.
Free.
I think we proved at this event. Now, the stream mics may not have been able to pick up what the crowds were saying, but I could promise you the mics from House of 3000 and GenGAME were able to capture all of the magic, uncensored, unfiltered, all of the raw energy we were able to bring.
You can see just how much that crowd really loved New York.
Yes.
Yeah, man, I'm glad that it was captured. Just something that I guess when you hear a crowd that loud, you're not thinking, okay, I got to make sure that there's extra measures taken to ensure that the stream can hear them. But, you know, hindsight's always 20/20. So in the future, I know it's not going to be another mistake. That New York crowd, man, you're going to see. You guys will see literally this week, I want to say, right? There's going to be clips of the real action coming your way. Yeah, again, that crowd was literally unbelievable. And to MC for that felt effortless. I did not feel like I had to fake hype for a second. I didn't have to, you know, press the gas pedal at all. It was just a smooth sailing ride, and everyone was loving every second of it.
Now, there was a lot of, you had mentioned this earlier when you were bringing up the players and all the come-ups that were mentioned throughout New York. A lot of communities came out for this event from not just New Jersey, Pennsylvania, but we also had New England show up, and they showed up in prime form. A lot of members from the Connecticut and Massachusetts scenes were at this event. What's it like to see not just Tri-State, but sort of what I've been referring to as the Northeast come together and culminate as one super region at Smash Sounds?
That's the stuff I want to see more of. That's really what we haven't gotten treated to too much in the absence of all these major tournaments, right? We got that a little bit at Collision, and then we saw it again at Smash Towns. But even still, MDVA, where were you guys at? I heard a couple people who were there. I think Gold, one of the Greninja players from UMD, had mentioned that he was there. But, you know, where was Waddy, ZD, Rags, your top three? I would like to see more of these tournaments just draw the attendance from the whole, like, 4 or 5 hour range. But, again, it was great to see it. New England always reps very hard. I feel like they're kind of immune to the long drive at this point. They love coming to Tri-State. And, of course, with Overclocked coming out on the map, my boy Temper hosting that, we've seen a lot of Tri-State crossover into New England now, which is good. I mean, it reminds me of the old era of Mass Madnesses and then K-Tars and all that stuff where everyone would just kind of trade off traveling every, half of a quarter or so, every eighth of the year.
It's been a bit of a build-up to this, though, because early on in Smash 4, there was a little bit of credence to the fact that Tri-State's a bit of a quiet region because it was so difficult for us to get our players out to events that were outside of just the East Coast in general. And so the build-up to that.
That's the rent. Yeah,
it's hard. It's hard in these streets.
If you're wondering why you never see New York City players go anywhere, the cost of living here is just crazy, and that's the sad reality of it.
It's bonkers. That's why they always say that New Yorkers never leave their footsteps, their doorsteps, rather. But that's been changing over the past, I'd say, as we came into 2018. Like at the very end of 2017, we had events like Xenosaga 12 and the Legend of Glintendo that really started to show sparks that Tri-State wanted to really reunite and bring a ton of power back to the region and really showcase that with big numbers and high-octane action. So coming into 2018, and we had so many events like this, what was it like to really see the rebirth of the Northeast as one of the top regions in Smash?
Yeah, over like the past half year or so, you're saying like starting with Xeno and Glintendo and stuff. Yeah, I got to say, shout outs to Legend of Glintendo. That was one of the best events that I did not see coming at all. Like, hey, Glenn's going to host a tournament, okay? Like, I figure it's going to be like 90 people, right?
That's what I've been telling people.
Yeah.
It was a meme event that was meant to have...
You saw the shirt, man?
But it blew everyone's expectations completely out of the water, and it really set the tone for what Tri-State's capable of. Because when everyone wanted to come together, turns out there's a lot of us that play Smash.
There are, yeah.
A good amount of us.
RJ was just telling me on the ride here, there's like, 300-plus active people in New Jersey alone, and then like 400 or 500 in New York. And that's just, southern New York, like Westchester, the 5 boroughs, and Long Island. Imagine if Upstate was coming to everything. Dark Wizzy and SDX, I mean, they know they can win, so they come out. And I'm Otters, those guys, they go really hard. But what about the rest of your player base? Like, bring a couple carpools, man. You're going to get the good experience, and that's going to translate back to your home region. Just a little side thing I want to point out is that regions with high population density are always the ones that end up being the best. So most densely populated place in the U.S., right here at home. So, guys, come out to New York City. There's so much good practice available.
All right, so we are back with Smash Sound's bonus track, live Q&A and discussion for what's been the biggest event in Tri-State to date for Smash for Wii U, and I'm here with one of its head event organizers, RJ.
Hello.
All right, so welcome to the set, RJ.
Yes, thank you for having me.
First and foremost, thank you for having such an amazing event run so smoothly.
Thank you.
It's very rare that we see a Smash event, let alone any event within the FGC, start late but end early.
Yeah, yeah.
While working alongside beatboxing, much less another event that would usually be a video game. So let's talk about that first. What was it like to have to organize a Smash event of this caliber alongside a beatboxing event?
So the beatboxing thing came together, actually, because most of the beatboxers are actually Smash fans. A lot of them know of the community, but they've never engulfed into the community. So they reached out to Champ and were like, hey, let's try this and see if we can make something work, because we all love you, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of Smashers don't know what beatboxing is. So kind of got like this whole crazy collaboration together, and it was definitely different, definitely with the management portions, and I learned a lot about beatboxing that I didn't know prior going into it. So it was definitely weird, but it was definitely rewarding at the end, seeing how beatboxers typically are just doing production, and Smashers are kind of laid back. So we kind of melded the two together and kind of made a really crazy event.
It definitely was a crazy event. That's a really good word to use for it, especially given our crowds. But bringing things back to home with as far as how it was as a Smash event, you'd worked alongside Helper of House of 3000 and Rapture of the Smash Attack events.
Yes.
So what was it like bringing all those forces together to run this bracket as efficiently as you guys did?
Honestly, it was awesome. So I've worked with House of 3000 once before at the beginning of Smash Wars, really, really early. And they weren't off the floor just yet. but they've always been very diligent into what they do. And honestly, they're some of the best streamers around and some of the best people around. And Dakota has always just been on top of it from Smash Attack. He is honestly one of the best people I know to run an event with. He's very pleasant, he's very diligent, he's very on time, he's very on top of things a lot of the time. So, I mean, just working with everyone together has been excellent.
Now, there was one other name that was involved in the event organization of this that I
Yes.
hadn't mentioned yet. 2GG Champ.
Yes.
What was it like to have Champ fly out to be an active part of the success of this event?
Champ's legendary. I'm just gonna start off with that. I've been hosting events for 9 years, and I've worked with almost every tournament organizer in the Smash community under the deep blue sea, with like the exception of like Bear. And to work with Champ and to realize that there's still so much that I can implement and learn it's been crazy. Like, I feel like for the past 6 months that we've been planning it and working it out and talking back and forth, there's just some key things that makes Champ one of the best organizers for Smash. And I feel like anything that he's going to be doing from this point forward is going to be amazing. Of course, like, I can't speak of anything that he's doing. But, Champ has always been about big moves. And he really stepped out for us. And he's like, hey, Tri-State deserves this. Let's come out and let's just try to collab and work it together. And let's give him something ridiculous.
Well, I think given the caliber of the action for this this event, I think we definitely brought that to the communities. And speaking of the communities, there were so many different groups that came together to bring us the competitors of Smash Sounds.
Yeah.
We had representatives from all of the counties of Long Island. We had all the 5 boroughs show up and rep well. We had multiple regions of upstate New York come out, whether it was the Mid-Hudson, whether it was Capital, Albany, Westchester. Everyone was here for this.
Yes.
Now, as a tournament organizer, that has to be like scary. How do you account for making sure that you don't have friends and family and people who play each other week after week, multiple times a week, bump into each other too early? Where does the balance come from in something like this?
So the one thing that the Smash community is very, I guess, blessed with, I guess it would be the right word for it, is that we all know each other. We've always been grassroots since the very beginning. N64, we've always been grassroots. And we're reaching to a point where esports is kind of taking over. But the one difference is that because Smash was grassroots for so long, we literally know almost everyone. We encourage players. We teach players. We try to keep players in the community when they're brand new. So everyone who's coming to an event, I know them almost on a first-name basis. So being able to separate 300 to 500 people with 2 or 3 people helping me seed the bracket and making sure, like, okay, Jersey's playing with Jersey and New York is playing with New York, is make sure that they're swapped and make sure all the regions are separated and even, is honestly, it's really not too taxing. It's pretty easy to do because, honestly, the Smash community loves each other. We give her, it's like, you have one of those brothers or sisters that you just get into so many fights with, but you still love them. That's literally the Smash community.
Yeah,
we
I feel
always
like
love each other.
It's always been a big family, and everyone's always at each other's throats. But when it comes to something like this, everyone really does come together and show their support.
Exactly.
Tri-State in its unique ways, but we show it loud.
Yep. Now, I will say that Jersey kind of disappointed me a little bit.
Damn.
And
2 for 2 on the Jersey shots.
And coming from, I live in Jersey. I host all these events, and I love Jersey as a community. And I understand completely that New York is a little bit far, and honestly, a lot of New Jersey people don't know how to use public transportation. Like, some people, honestly, from Port Authority were taking an Uber from Port Authority to here because they don't understand the train system. I would definitely love to incorporate Jersey a lot more and maybe try to do something on the north side of Jersey, because New York in general is a lot more, I'm trying to find a nice word to say it, public transportation inept than New Jersey in general. So I know that if I pick a place in Jersey or in the north side of Jersey where New York can get to, and it's really easy for New York to get to, they'll come out. But then Jersey will be able to drive to it. But the ratio has been nuts in terms of the New Jersey versus New York crowds. Like, New Jersey has about 350 active members. They don't travel around a lot, but they're there. And then New York is close to like 500 or something around those lines. So this event could have been a lot larger. And at the end of the day, we got like around 400-something people collectively between the spectators and the attendees that actually came out to the event and mixed with the beatboxing also. But we could have gotten 700. We could have gotten 800. And I want to really stress that coming out and supporting these events that are trying to do just a little bit more so all the communities can get together and we can have truly something big is very important. So that's why I was a little bit disappointed. I still love Jersey, but it was just a little bit disappointing that they could have just represented just a little bit more.
Oh, they'll have their shots soon enough.
Yes, they will.
As Max had mentioned, we've got a couple of events that are coming up. New Jersey's having Radiance.
Yes.
Massachusetts has Overclocked.
Yes.
There's so much stuff lined up. And just this summer, let alone, we don't know what lies ahead next for the rest of 2018.
I'll say right now, 2018 is going to be still good for the tri-state in general. We're going to have a lot of just regional-ish events that honestly, for this entire year, the regional events has been crazy. Starting from like the Legend of Glentendo all the way to now. Legend of Glentendo got like 192 people, and no one expected that. It was truly crazy for the fact that Glentendo, that was his first ever event he hosted. And he did so well. I was so proud. I was just like, you have to do this again. You have to make this at least a once-a-year thing because, honestly, the community loves Glenn. And he can do a lot of good things for the community if he just kept, going through.
He's got quite the Twitter presence.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Everyone knows who Glenn is, even if you like him or hate him.
So there's always that chance when he says it happens,
Exactly.
a lot of ears are going to hear it.
Exactly. But I'll tell you right now, Ultimate in 2019 for Tri-State, it's going to be something.
I can't wait for it.
It's going to be crazy. There's so much stuff in store. Between the next collision, there is a collision happening. You'll hear from it sooner than later. Between some things other organizers are doing, other organizers who are stepping up now, we're trying to collaborate a little bit more together to make sure that everything is not just like together, but separated so that no one is stepping on toes and we have a steady stream of large events. 2019 is the year of Tri-State. I'm calling it right now.
I love the sounds of that. Now, you had mentioned collaboration. That actually brought up something that I really wanted to discuss with you, not just for the bonus track, but we had a very unique format for our top 8 for Smash Sounds. We had it intertwined with the Beatboxers' top 8. What was it like to try and organize that and then to execute it so fluidly? Because even at the beginning of the event, I was questioning it right to you, but by the end of it, you made a believer of me.
Honestly, it was really scary to try to change the format. Like, you know better than anyone, Smashers are traditional. They follow this like set format of everything between their events, between the people who they talk to, between the characters that they play. It's kind of like a ritual type like instance. So we didn't want the beatbox team to be lost and just have people not tune in to beatbox. So we kind of did a little bit, we were just like, okay, so we had top 8. And at first, we were alternating a lot more, actually. It was going to alternate all the way down to finals. And then we cut it because we were like, maybe it's a little too much for something that's a little bit brand new. So we did top 8 to top 8. Then we did top 4 to top 4. And another reason why we did that, actually, is because beatboxers, they're so heavily using their voice that they can actually damage their vocal cords. So they need breaks in between. And we thought that taking those breaks and just giving them Smash in conjunction with it would be like the perfect transition so that the beatbox people would be able to practice, rest, drink water, do whatever they need to do to rest, and then come back, perform the best that they can be. And I don't think it was going to impact the entire event in general. And believe it or not, the stream numbers that day peaked at the highest when the beatboxers were actually on stream.
Really?
Yes.
That's a pleasant surprise.
We reached 6.2K watching for beatboxing, and we reached 5.8 for Smash 4.
Oh, well, maybe that's a sign that we need to have more events like this.
Yes. Honestly, I feel like the format can even work between Smash 4 and Melee. I feel like our community in general, we separate so many things, but we're all the same family. And I feel like that's one way of just intertwining it. And, it's a little bit touchy for other people. Everyone just wants to, like, this now. Therefore, we're done, and then they can just turn off and tune in. But the whole purpose of a top 8 is to bring you a presentation. And I feel like Smash Sounds definitely gave a presentation. So I think it worked out.
I would definitely agree. And speaking on the idea of more events coming like this, do you think we could see a repeat performance of this?
I will say that we are talking about a Smash Sounds too. We are interested in it.
Oh, that's a big one.
So stuff is falling. I just want to make sure stuff is
The
not falling.
Luma wants to know, RJ.
Luma is trying to escape me. Just like, please, please.
When is the next 2 GG crossover?
I'm not going to give a definite answer. I will give a percentage.
Percentages?
And I will say that it's definitely higher than 50%. Definitely higher than 50%.
Luma really likes that.
Yes, yes. Champ, at the end of Sunday, felt like he was part of Tri-State. Straight from his mouth. He said that the vibe is so chill here and everyone just gets to relax. It's not like super professional. It's kind of rugged. It's rustic. And Champ, honestly, he loved it. So, you know, I'm not going to put words in his mouth, but if Champ was to come back to Tri-State for something in the future between Ultimate or even something Smash Bros. Related, I would not be surprised. So,
all right. Well, that sounds incredibly promising for the future of our crossovers between 2GG and Tri-State as a whole. I feel like we'll be able to discuss a lot more of that as we pull on more guests for tonight, but let's take a quick break. And when we come back, sort of bring everyone on board to openly discuss what went right with the event, what might have went wrong, where we can improve, and just sort of have like an active dialogue to try and figure out what's going to make not just the next Smash Sounds, but just the next events here at Tri-State bigger and better for everyone.
Sounds good.
So once again, everyone, thank you for tuning in for Smash Sounds bonus track here on GenGAME. If you have any questions for us, just like the previous one we just answered, make sure to tweet at us with hashtag SmashSoundsBonus, and we'll be reading them and responding to them live. Make sure to stay tuned, and we'll be back soon.
All right, guys, we're back, and I am joined now by player 4, who just got absolutely wrecked in the rock, paper, scissors handshake opener.
Yo, don't lie to people.
So anyway, guys, now I'm kind of in the hot seat, a little unprepared, but we're going to let it fly, right? So, dude, you were in the crowd. You got to see all this firsthand. You were a competitor at this event. What was the experience like? What was playing at a major at home like? And what was seeing a crowd that, in my opinion, could only have been matched by a soccer game in action?
Yo, I've never been to a soccer game, but this was definitely the most hyped crowd I've ever been to. I've been traveling like all summer. I've been to Smash and Splice. I've been to Genesis. I've been to CEO. But you know what? New York at home, best crowd I've ever seen.
You don't even need to go anywhere.
Yeah. I don't understand why I traveled. Like, this was probably the best event I've ever been to.
It certainly had the best energy of any event that I've seen, like, in my life. Like, guys, if you weren't there, like, I mean, again, the stream didn't do it justice, but this GenGAME footage that's coming out certainly will. So, yeah, man, were you, like, there going nuts and screaming during the beatboxing, during the top 8?
I love the beatboxing. I think that was a great throw-in to event. Like, you never had it before. You also, though, I think it was streamed, right?
Yeah, all of it was, yeah. All on 2GG, too.
Yeah, so that just being thrown in, being exposed to that scene was really fantastic because you just get exposed to other video games, but you don't get exposed to like outside culture, and I think that was fabulous to like watch.
Yeah, I agree. I was saying when Hangman was on here that I think there's a lot of crossover between our cultures. It's a very underground scene. A lot of young people, similar interests. A lot of them play Smash. A lot of us like similar music. I don't know how many of us are beatboxers. I know SageOfSong actually is filthy at beatboxing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he posted a video of him last night playing the harmonica and beatboxing. Then he was on the compendium. Unfortunately, he didn't make it out, but still, just to see that, you know, there's such a diverse talent pool within both the beatboxing and Smash communities is really cool. I have to agree, man. The culture was a great overlap.
All right.
Yeah. So, what would you change? Like, personally, at first, I had no idea how hype it was going to be. Right?
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, I've never seen beatboxing live. There's no way this is as cool as it's purported to be, right? But, you know, 40 seconds into someone being on stage, I was going nuts. I was screaming. I was like, how does he do that? And I think a lot of the stream viewers and attendees were in the same boat, where, like, you are trepidatious at first. You're not sure, right?
Yeah.
But it ended up being sick. So what would you change about the event? Like, what didn't go the way that you thought?
Wait, I didn't go. Probably me getting out of pools, but that's my own personal story.
The change comes from within on that one.
Yeah, it takes a bit of time for that. What do I change? I would just hope maybe a bigger venue size. It was a bit jam-packed.
Understandable.
But it was our first time doing it, so I completely understand.
Right, and now we'll probably use both floors for Smash, yeah.
But that's actually it. The pools ran fantastic. Everything ran on time. There was a good amount of setups. Even though it was jam-packed, there was still food nearby the place, so you could get food. So I wouldn't change anything. The crowd was great. Food was great. It's just a bit of tight.
Yeah.
But it's New York, so.
Yeah, exactly, right? And the fact that you only had to squeeze past maybe 2 or 3 people to get somewhere instead of 20, like, I just imagine a subway ride, right? And it could be so much worse. But, yeah, you know, that's a very easy fix, in my opinion. Scaling the event up will definitely require use of, like, the second floor of the venue. That's not an issue at all from what I could tell. Man, I have to agree with you. Like, this event was pretty perfect. And another really cool thing, randomly, we got to bring outside food into the venue, which has not been such an easy thing to do in recent times. A lot of venues are now going to, like, convention centers and stuff, and they'll check your bags for it, make you throw out your bag of Cheez-Its, right? Like, so
I remember trying to, like, smuggle, like, a thing of, like, Cheetos into CEO. I'm like, yo, I have to put it under my shirt. Got to pretend I'm, like, fat for, like, 3 seconds. Like, Reggie,
put on a couple pounds.
Like, Reggie, you put on like 30 pounds? I'm like, yeah.
After I eat these Cheetos. But yeah, man, what was your favorite part of this tournament, if you had to pick one?
If I have to pick one, I'll say the crowd during top 8. They were animated. Yeah, the crowd itself.
I agree. I have to agree.
They were animated. They were loud. They were into the matches. They were making the bail noise during.
Yeah, that was great, man. One thing I really want to point out is that Smash 4 is not a game that's known for its crowd either, right? Melee, you hear the A's for every chain grab, right? Even though you've seen it a million times, you're still going to get that extremely hyped crowd by default almost. But New York City just transcends that barrier, right? It doesn't matter what game we're playing. Honestly, it could have been checkers. And
checkers is pretty hype, man.
It is. But it's a turn-based game, and people would still be popping off because it's New York, and it's just in the culture. So I want to see that bleed over into the rest of Smash 4 culture, and just, you know, it doesn't need to be anything particularly exciting on the screen. Like, if just your player from your region is winning against, you know, for example, Abadongo, right? The Buzz is beating Abba. Like, I don't care if it's Rosa versus Bayo. They were going nuts, and that's all it is. And also, I think my real favorite thing about it was not just the crowd, but particularly that the crowd was cheering for DeBuzz, because that is so rare, and you saw how it powered him up, and he was able to win the event from loser's side, too.
Yeah, DeBuzz rarely gets cheered for. It's like a once-in-a-lifetime thing. And it had happened at home. That's what's the magic of it. He's from New York, Long Island in particular, but he ventured out to Brooklyn, and everybody was backing him. I've never seen so many New Yorkers cheer for Rosa.
Right? Yeah, or just people in general, right? So I was really proud of the home crowd able to rally for their boy, DeBuzz. You saw him do what he needed to do, defended this house. Man, I'm still, like, getting flashbacks from that event. It was quite a magical experience. Yeah. Just chills, man. Yeah.
Goosebumps.
So, all right. What are we doing for the rest of this segment?
I don't know. I would play RPS with you.
No, you already lost. Nope. No, it's 2-0. I did that before. I was on. Yeah, I'm 2-0 for the day.
Just making up stuff.
Oh, no.
Don't lie to my people. This is my viewership.
I wouldn't do that. Just go on the internet and tell lies. We're going to wrap. We'll be back in a few, guys. Don't go anywhere. Smash Sounds bonus track is coming right back. Please drop some questions.
Press F in the chat if you want the run back right now with the RPS.
I'm walking
Press
away.
F in the chat.
I'm walking away.
Follow me at player_4.
Two more stops! 2 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 more stops!
everybody. Welcome back for Smash Sound's bonus track. And I'm here with everyone.
Everyone is here.
And we are here just to sort of bring things together and discuss Smash Sounds as a final product, how it ended, where it's leaving us off, and what comes next for all of us. Like I feel like it was such an amazing event. It almost could have been a perfect conclusion to Smash for Wii U, but we're not there yet. What's the next step?
Honestly, from my end, it's just planning. I'm a very big person in terms of patience, and I feel like rushing into things is definitely never the wave. So we definitely ended on a good note. I want to make sure next year is better than a good note. So carefully planning, but definitely something in the works. We're gonna get there. So.
All right.
Okay. As a player, that actually makes me sound excited.
Kind of got the same deal going on. Planning. Also have Final Smash Attack Players Ball Invitational in 2.5 more weeks. So
That's gonna be
definitely want to
definitely look out for that.
Yeah, that's gonna be a crazy event.
Yeah, of course. For those who don't know, it's a $50 entry fee invitational, open only to the top 8 in Jersey, New York, and top 3 in PA, New England, and MDVA. So we're going to have all the best on the East Coast playing for quite a sum. And then I've got some other stuff cooking up. It's a big secret.
Yeah. Everyone's planning things now.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but you'll see at the invitational.
Yeah.
All right. I know here on Long Island we've been pretty quiet since Alpha 2 passed, and Alpha 2 itself was a very explosive event despite its pretty tame size. But I'm sure once Ultimate comes around, you'll definitely be seeing more from Aeon and GenGAME when it comes to holding down the island. Good. As far as being a part of the event, let's look to you. Let's look to someone who wasn't in the crowd all the time, who was at the friendlies, who was one of the reasons the friendly station was open so long.
That's me and 7 other people.
It actually boiled down to only 3, like 3
Don't
others.
worry about that.
But we got it packed up pretty quick.
Yeah.
So for any confusion, we were supposed to close the friendly area around 3 to 3:30. And instead of doing that, I made a alternative option where if we had, I said 7 originally, and 7 people did sign up, but we didn't get that number. But I said if we have 7 volunteers, I'll make sure that we can keep it open till 8 o'clock. And we reached that point, and we honestly packed up really quickly, packed up in an hour, so it worked out.
All right.
Yeah.
So thank you to Player
in
4.
advance.
And
Yes.
Fiend
you were
life.
very helpful. You were losing in Mafia, and then you came up, and then,
wow. Losing in Mafia, losing in RPS.
I heard he got swifted, man. It was
You're in shambles in your own backyard.
How is everybody throwing out these lies?
Yo, is this the Comedy Central roast of Player 4, or is this Smash Sounds bonus? I don't know anymore.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
I was signed up to this saying I'll be, like, revered. I was lied to. It's supposed to be, like, my honor.
That's how they get you.
Yeah.
But for real, thank you to Reggie and to a lot of players like Reggie, because it's players like Player 4 that really make these events what they are. It gives all of us purpose. Like, it brings everyone together. Everyone's looking to play video games with their friends, to have a good time as a whole. Gives us something to talk about. And I really do hope that the next thing that brings us together is just as exciting. Something's got to compete with this. This can't be the be-all, end-all.
No, definitely. Again, next year, most likely Smash Downs is happening. Carefully planning that. Definitely look out for Collision. I'm letting you know it's happening in 2019. It's definitely going to happen. And I'm carefully planning that. Also, that's my personal main event. So it's going to be working out. Max is working on some dope stuff. I'm talking about some real dope stuff. So make sure you tune into that invitational. If you don't, you are definitely going to miss something very important.
You're going to want to watch right before Grand Finals.
Yes.
Specifically.
Yes, specifically.
That's really specific.
It is.
So,
But yeah, guys, Tri-State is heating up. This is not going to be a forgotten region.
Definitely.
Mark my
definitely.
words.
Again, 2019 is the year of Tri-State.
Yeah.
All right.
Calling it right now.
Let's make it happen. Before we sign off for the evening, we do have a question from our tweet in, and this is brought to you by Encore Salty Fun, who was one of our commentators during the event, and he asks, "What are your favorite names for the inevitable Smash Sound sequel?" I suppose throw this to everyone.
It's definitely for me. It's Smash Sounds 2, the remix. right now.
It's the remix,
Yeah.
for sure. Not Electric Boogaloo. If anyone says that, I'm going to smack them.
I was thinking of Smash 4 Encore.
Okay, yeah, Encore is a good
yeah,
one. Yeah.
There you
I
go.
think we definitely need the Encore staff for that. You know, they're a TO group that's in Westchester that's been really heating up as of late.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be uncouth to not involve them in an event called Encore.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
So maybe, if we're like spreading the staff too thin, we should just go with the remix. Just kidding.
then I've always been partial while we were having this discussion to B-side. I feel like maybe not in our own backyard, but maybe in California, maybe in SoCal. I feel like that'd be an easier way to have SoCal come out to this kind of event.
Yeah.
I like
Connect
the
them
music
both.
themes, man.
It's such a great way to theme an event. There's so many options.
There were so many people dancing at the event and just watching the performances, watching Smash 4. It was insane. Honestly, it was like going to like a Twitch party, but it was consistently happening throughout the weekend. It was just crazy.
And I was saying this before, how I would love to see the crowd at Smash Sound / in New York or the Tri-State area shape the meta for crowds going into the future of Smash, right? This is something that we kind of saw in the traditional fighting game community, like in Marvel. That one video of Yipes, the Where Your Curly Mustache At, that changed everything. Like just one super hype dude from New York and the crowd behind him, even like with no microphone. He wasn't like an MC. He was just filming it or next to the dude filming it. And all of a sudden, Marvel is hype. Like overnight, literally, like it's the game that people are going to get loud for, people are going to get hyped for. And when this GenGAME footage comes out, man, I'm telling you, Smash 4 could really see the same kind of thing. Or at least I want it to, because we're constantly looked at as like the little brother of the Melee community, right? Where we're trying to get our footing and really establish our identity and stuff. They're the loud, proud community, but we can be too. And it has nothing to do with the gameplay, and it's not like our gameplay isn't sick either. Like if you watch that top 8, there was something magical just about the matches too. Everyone brought their best, their sickest type of gameplay. Just Light, I want to point to Light specifically. Dude is a hype machine.
Monster.
My bro,
Light is literally the embodiment of New York, even though he's not from.
Yeah, he's from Connecticut.
He's honorary.
Yeah, we added him to the roster, man.
Absolutely. Oh, no.
I got to say, it was Grands, man. It was definitely Grands.
I think so too.
It was a
Grands
beautiful
is
set.
good.
Yeah. I think that was the most graceful DeBuzz pop-off I think I've ever seen in my life too. It felt so natural for him. I'm assuming because he's home, but the fact that he jumped into the crowd. I don't know if
He
you
literally
got,
jumped-
He literally jumped into the crowd.
Yeah.
Like it was a rave.
He
And I
crowd
was
surfed.
just-
He-
yep, he
I told him
crowd
to
surfed
do that
into the
too.
middle.
Someone was
Yep.
like, "Yo, crowd surf" after like losers finals. I was like, "No,
Exactly.
wait. If you win the tournament, do it." And he's like,
he just jumped
yeah,
out,
okay.
and I was just like, "That's the type of stuff that we need to see more often." It was great.
I'm actually going to, for my favorite set, put on DeBuzz versus Shuton.
Yeah.
The set that put him in losers for his path to losers top 8. And I feel like that's just because he is our number 1, and he is one of the top 5 players in the world. Yet we still get to see these opportunities where he's infallible. He's not perfect in his play, and so he had to claw his way through quite the losers bracket just to get there. And when he did enter Grands, he got the 3-0 right then and there.
Yep.
And now, mind you, the reset bracket, that was right down to the wire. But he really wanted that, and he showed that.
Yeah.
He had the entire crowd behind him. But I feel like that race through the losers bracket really made Grands as prolific as it ended up being.
DeBuzz typically is a very conservative player. And I felt like at Smash Sounds, he was very disrespectful in his play. It was very New York of him. And it definitely was. It was like a new side of DeBuzz. It was amazing. It was
B-side.
so amazing. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It was literally a remix. It's part
Those were the
2.
explicit
Yep.
tracks he only shows at
Yep,
home.
Exactly. So it was just awesome. DeBuzz is an amazing person in general. So
Do we have any more questions lined up for us? All right, crowd control. That's it. Do you have anything for us? Because you were pulled on in this very last minute of a very last minute project.
I do. Follow me. Yo, can you guys hear me?
What?
Barely?
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, there. Nope. A little
No.
more. A little more.
Yeah.
Eat the mic. There you go.
Just eat that.
Just
mic.
eat
Yo, this thing is
Uma, no.
What are you doing?
Yo, I'm a mess.
You are, clearly. It's
I
always
have a
my set
question.
now.
So I typically send out a form asking for feedback after every larger event that I do. If you guys had one thing you wanted to change or wanted to see happen at the event, what was it? So I know that I can do it for the next time.
Use the upstairs for Smash, and that's literally all I got for you. That event was perfect, dude.
Okay.
Same.
Aside from more room, which I feel like that's the only true complaint, the one little nitpick I would want, get us a venue where we could get loud and people can really feel it. Because I feel like on day one, no one was really feeling it, but we were really loud. If we could get a proper sound system behind that for the support, I think we really are in the perfect mixture of what makes our scene so good.
Noted. Alrighty. Great.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right, so that's it for us. This is the bonus track. If you liked what you saw, make sure to spread this around, get the word out. Shout-outs to 2GG, the American Beatbox Championships, all the organizations that really made this event a moment to never forget. This is Hangman with GenGAME.
Player 4, Sinai player 4.
Max Ketchum with CSL.
And RJ for Collision Series.
And that's it for us tonight. Thank you for watching, and that's it.